10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello. Welcome to the Gig Economy Podcast episode? Episode? Hey, Bubba Sue, nice to see you. Episode 303.
313.
Talking DoorDash drones, Uber's new deductible plan for car accidents, and the rise of delivery robots. How's it going, Larry? I know, but for our listeners, how are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. Recuperating on the mend for upper respiratory infection, so been feeling a little under the weather for the past few days, but I think I've turned the corner now. But I may have to mute my mic and go into a coughing fit at any time, so be ready for that.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't pass out, doesn't pull a Jason where he's got to end the show immediately because, God.
That's what us old men do. We talk about the weather and our ailments.
Yes, exactly. What's creaking, cracking, and what nasty cold I have.
Exactly.
All right, stories from the road, getting right into it. Nothing really crazy for me. Amazon routes I rode are getting out of control. I had a route the other night, and I drove 190 miles door to door. Now, that's from I know they don't include the mileage from like where you're driving to the warehouse, but I always just do door to door, and it was 190 miles, and it was just a completely fucked up route, and they routed it wrong, and I was just fussy, and it was like 15 minutes between stops. It was only like 22 stops, but it was nutsy. And then there's another app I want to talk about. It's called Better Trucks. You can check it out. I scheduled my first offer on Monday. It's similar to Amazon in VHO, which I did do a VHO route. Did we talk about that on the last show?
We talked about VHO. Yeah, we talked about VHO.
Okay, that's right. I did do a route. That was okay. So this one's interesting. It gives you the map, and they schedule like a week out. So it's kind of in my area. I chose my area. But then going back to it. Okay, so it's the value says it's $75 to $140, but it doesn't say how many stops, how many miles, any of that stuff. So it's kind of different. I can't find a lot on Reddit about Better Trucks other than like their service is terrible. I hear that about VHO too, as at the customer end, that their service is terrible. So their app gets a terrible review. So this is what I'm worried about is like, you know what I mean? Because like I can deliver, right? But give me an app that functions properly, and I'll rock it out. Like whatever the steps you need me to do, I can do it. It's not that hard. But I've had a few glitchy things with it. But yeah, you can. I guess the app on the Apple App Store is BT Shift, so Better Trucks Shift. Of course, they use Branch to pay, so then of course I had to like talk with support and reactivate my account because I used Branch with Walmart back in the day when it first came. But
right.
So yeah, we're counting down days of school left. What do we got? Let's see, 21 days of summer left for me, and it's a busy summer. I'm going to Foo Fighters tomorrow in Detroit.
Nice.
So that's going to be fun, and yeah, I got some
good show.
Yeah, I cannot wait. So yeah. What about you? Any stories from the road? So I
did drive Saturday for about, 6-8 hours. Only really interesting passenger I had, picked him up early that morning, not terribly early, about 9:30 something in the morning. And he got in, and I was like, hey, you got a big weekend ahead? He's like, I'll be recovering from last night all weekend. He was probably in his late 40s, early 50s. I was like, oh, one of those nights. He's like, yeah. He woke up, didn't know where I was, strange bed, got some girl laying on my arm. He's like, luckily she wasn't Coyote Ugly, though. I didn't have to chew my arm off before I tried to get up without waking her up. He's like, yeah, she was actually kind of cute. Not too bad.
What a life.
All righty. Yeah, what a life, man. I'm telling you. Can you imagine? I mean,
Yeah, Can you imagine at this age? I mean, you're 10 years older than me, but even in your you're 40. I mean, I guess if you're recently divorced, but even so, like the dating world is so weird. It's just
yeah. I mean, I can honestly say I've never had a night like that.
me either.
Waking up and not knowing where I was at.
Oh no, I've had those,
yeah.
but they're usually with my significant other next to me.
Yeah, so he was, he was an interesting character, but that was kind of the only interesting story or interesting character I had. And then, of course, I know we're going to get into it, and might as well get this over so you can roast me about our Waymo ride. So, my wife and I went to Nashville on Friday. Been waiting to get down there to do a ride on one of these Waymos. I just kind of, asked her if she would be willing to do it. And at first she was a little apprehensive. Then she's like, no, that'll be an adventure. We'll do it. I swear to God, we're coming into Nashville to go to see this Dolly Parton show. And the first Waymo we pass, it passes on the left and it just stops dead in the middle of the road for no reason. It just stops. I mean, not pulling over to let somebody out. I mean, just stops. And we're watching it as we drive off. And I don't know when it was still stopped. But anyway, she's like, well, now I'm having second thoughts about this. And I'm like, no, babe, I don't want that to happen. I want to get hit. I want to sue them for everything. And she wasn't down for that. But anyway, so if we want to play this video, we can. But I'll throw myself under the bus. I was gonna videotape the whole thing. I taped it as the Waymo was pulling up. Apparently, when I got into the car, I must have hit the button to stop recording. But literally, the whole ride, I think I'm taping. I'm narrating it. I'm doing all this. But I mean, how many videos have we seen on the inside of a Waymo? I mean, we've seen it a gazillion times. But we'll say. Very, very solidly built car, and it should be. It's a Jaguar. Very clean. Ours was spotless. I don't know if it just come out of the shop, but it was spotless. Didn't take long to get there. It was pretty cheap. I mean, we didn't ride terribly far. It was like $8, I think, something like that.
Okay.
But anyway, here's the little video of the Waymo pulling up to get us, and then that's all you're going to get this time. But till I get back down there.
Whoops. Sorry.
All right, here comes our Waymo. We'll see what happens. He's pulling over for us. That's pretty cool. All right. I think he's going to pull in. Hold up, baby. He's going to pull in. Very polite. Is this wild? All right, here's our Waymo. All right. Yeah, so it is. I mean, as much as we've talked about it ad nauseum on here, Waymos, we talk about them every week. But it's very different when you're actually in there. And I was asking my wife, did you ever think you would ride in a car that had no driver? And she was like, no. And I was like, we've talked about it for ever on the podcast, and but still, just seeing it in person is something else.
Yeah, it feels like we've been talking about it since literally like 2017, but it's really only been probably the last year and a half where it almost comes up. I mean, we created that segment Waymo in the news and everything, but I feel like it's been about the last year and a half where it's come up regularly on the show. But yeah, I like that you did check in with her, because not everyone's on board with doing that, because like that would be a little awkward if you're like, no, get in the car.
Yeah.
And it's funny. Two things is interesting about you're describing it. One, you say tape. You can tell we're old. You're going to tape it. And I do the same thing. I'm like, did you videotape that? And it's just like, what a fucking idiot. There is no tape. And then, we've seen inside of a Waymo, but we wanted to hear your perspective in the moment of like, what you're feeling. Like, was it like herky jerky? I mean, you can obviously describe that now, but just your kind of the play-by-play, just for you being on the show, and we know your voice.
Yeah.
And stuff
I know.
Like
and I didn't even look at didn't look to see if I had the video, or I expected that video. I was going to look at it the next day,
of course,
and went to look at it, and I was like, what? You got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Because I was narrating the whole time. But yeah, it was a smooth ride. It did get a little close to a car on our right side at one point, and it was following the car in front of us, probably closer than I would have. The only time it got a little herky jerky, we were making a left-hand turn, and there was a guy on the corner, and as we were halfway through the turn, and he was going to walk, come behind us in the crosswalk after we passed. So he took a step off the sidewalk, and the Waymo stopped.
Of course.
And then it slowly started easing forward and then took off again.
Yeah. I do wonder if it's ever going to get to that smoother, like how we would see the person step, and then our brain could calculate in a millisecond. Oh, he's just going to walk behind us. I know I'm going to clear him but I get why it has to be like a herky jerky. You don't want to kill anybody.
And of course, very sad news. A corner that we were on that night, 4th and Broadway, the next day, an 87-year-old guy blew through a stoplight, has nothing to do with Waymo, and hit 4 people, killed one of them.
Jesus.
And so literally, this is my son's sense of humor. He clips the headline and sends it to me in text. He's like, "So is this why you had to take a Waymo? They won't let you drive after hitting those people." And then it turns out that the guy actually was from Bowling Green.
No way.
87-year-old guy. Yeah. And I haven't heard yet. They thought maybe it was a medical something, but man, 87, that's pretty old to be driving.
Yeah, 87 down by Broadway and 4th. Like, that's a busy area. He ain't going to frickin' Kroger like 10 miles out of downtown Nashville.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I think eventually one day, I think about from about the river to about 4th Street, I think they'll end up just closing Broadway at some point. Because they do it already for concerts and big events. They do it anyway. They might as well just close it.
If I can remember, though, there's streets that run outside like that, so you could park and just walk in. It's not like it's like this huge hole.
Yeah, you could walk right up to it. And the Waymos were very geo-fenced. Like we ate dinner at the Opry Mills Mall. And like you couldn't get it from there. It's only the downtown area because they're not doing them on interstates and stuff down there yet. So that helps you feel better too. If you're in Iraq, I mean, you're probably gonna live through it.
Yeah, you're doing 25, 35 miles an hour probably.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you get a lot of stares, a lot of looks, as you're driving. And I told my wife, I was like, think how many old people have no idea about these cars, and they look over and there's nobody driving, and they freak out. It has happened hundreds of times every day.
Yeah, it's like taking like a cell phone and going back 200 years and like handing it to somebody. Like they'll literally freak out. They're like looking at themselves like in the camera, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, yeah. So it was wild, and I am very upset I didn't get to video record or record whatever you say nowadays.
Yeah. I don't even
my first time.
Yeah. It's all right. It happens. We'll have the opportunity. I mean, they're testing in Detroit already, and so I usually get over to Detroit once or twice a year for stuff. But so that was cool.
My son can't wait. They're testing in St. Louis, so he's eager to try it out as well.
Are they going to put bulletproof glass in those?
Man, I don't know. That's going to be rough, man.
Yeah, it is going to be rough. Maybe they'll have it in Kias, and nothing against a Kia. That's the first cheaper car that came up into my head. Don't get mad at me, everyone. But like Kias with self-driving built into it instead of Jaguars, just in case something does happen.
They got a bunch of old 1976 Pintos they're going to refurbish.
Yeah. Or put a what is the old cop car? The Caprice Classic, that big long boat or whatever. The thing is the ugliest sin. Yep. So, all right, gig economy in the news. Gabe had offered this photo up in the Telegram app, which you can look in the description if you'd love to join. Let's see. Right here, looks like it's talking. Oh, this is Larry's. Go ahead. Sorry about that, Larry.
Yeah, no, I got the same thing in my Uber app.
Okay.
So yeah, basically it's they're offering, it's called vehicle interruption insurance. So you get a $2,500 lump sum payout for any covered accidents. You pay, it costs 3.1 cents per mile. and you can get $2,500 lump sum benefit twice a year. It's for any covered accident or theft while you're en route or on an Uber trip, and if it stops you from using your vehicle for more than 24 hours. So yeah, you pay 3.1 cent per mile deducted directly from your earnings, only while on trip from pickup to drop off. So yeah, it's just another form of insurance, I guess, that they're offering.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about this? I mean, if you're doing $10K a year, it's $310, which, okay. I mean, I don't think that's that much. I mean, if for a part-time driver, if you're strictly doing like rideshare, I don't know if it does it. It must not do it for delivery. I would think it wouldn't, but I think it's a good idea if you're a regular driver and you do 10 to 15,000 miles a year. I mean, it basically says, are you able to kick out that $2,500, right? Without,
You're right.
Then don't do it. But if you can't, then why wouldn't you do it?
Right. Yeah. Especially if you're very dependent on this money, I would seriously consider it.
Yeah, because I think the biggest problem is when you get in an accident, that's your only car. Now, there is a lot of rental options out there, which I wouldn't advise, but in a pinch, it could work. I know Gabe's used that when his car's been in the shop and stuff like that. It's fine for like these small little portions of time. But I mean, so let's say you don't have the 2,500 and the rental isn't available. So your car goes down. Now what do you do? Do you, how do you make money to get the 2,500? You got to wait to borrow it. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, it's 2 weeks down the road. You haven't driven. And then you finally get the deductible money, and then they're going to cover it. And then it's got to go in the body shop. I mean, you're, 4 weeks, 6 weeks down the road, and you haven't made any money. But with this, although who knows how long it takes you to get it if it's Uber, you know what I mean? But if you have this insurance, sure, you get it covered. You don't have to stress about the 2,500. It's repair. I'm not a fan of insurance because it costs a lot of money, but I am a fan of like a little bit of extra insurance. In fact, VHO offered me an optional insurance every route I do, and it's pretty cheap. It ended up being like, I don't know, $1 a route or something like that. I couldn't remember what it was, and I'm like, what's a buck? You know what I mean? Or $1.50. Mm-hmm. It's just like extra insurance to know if something gets fucked up, you're able to get things covered. So I think it's a good idea. People are reading the 3.1 wrong. There's a lot of posts on Reddit that people think it's $3. I don't fucking know how people can't read, because I'm like, that's a cent.
It's
a cent. It's 3.1 cent.
Yeah, it's not a dollar sign.
Yeah, people are just getting irate at Uber. You already take enough. You're going to take $3 a mile.
How can they take $3? You're not making $3.
I know, but again, the bar is set low for gig work. No offense. I mean, I'm offending myself. I do it all the time. You know what I mean? It's a low bar.
So basically, pay us $1.50 per mile to drive.
Yeah. So it was just funny to see some of those posts and people commenting like, this is 3.1 cents, right? It's very, very low amount, unless you're taking fucking. Gabe does drive a lot of miles. I don't know how many he drives, but even so, even at 20,000, it's still $620 that you're really not going to see. It's not like they're, every week they're pulling $100 out or $50 out. But I don't know. I think it's a good idea. If I actually have the optional insurance through Uber already, the original one that happened. I don't know if it's disability or something. That shit is super cheap to me, and I do it at work. And I do it. Megan does it because it's just so minute compared to the grand scheme of things, and it's always good to have. You just never know.
Yeah, and also remember, it's only 3.1 cent per mile, only on miles where you're on your way to pick somebody up or on a trip.
Yeah, which does kind of suck, because if you are just get off that trip, you hit end, and like 1 mile later you get schmucked. Although that would be on your personal insurance anyways, and chances are you don't have a $2,500. I don't even know if it goes up that high.
Oh yeah, you can get.
Can you? Because I have like $1,000 deductible. I think.
But yeah, and you got to remember, you know, especially if you're somebody who you're in a city where you can do, you know, you do mostly Uber trips. You know, it's not going to help you much if you're mostly a Lyft person.
True.
You know, not going to help you.
And maybe Lyft will come out, and this is great for Uber because it just gives them more cash to invest or do whatever they want to it. It's just like, you know, Starbucks. What do they say? Starbucks is the biggest bank in the world because every time you reload your Starbucks card, I think it's like $25 or something, or maybe it's 10. I don't know. But either way, you can't just do it well, you can, but you don't get the amount of stars if you like. I don't go to Starbucks. I mean, let me rephrase. I do go to Starbucks if the wife is going or my daughter, but I don't typically go by myself. But yeah, if you want more reward stars, you have to like do the full amount, and so they have a lot of money.
Yeah.
So,
but if I was a driver and I'm getting 2 ride requests same time and they're pretty equal, if I had this on Uber, I'm taking this one.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure. I think, and maybe Lyft will come out with it too, and we'll see.
I'm sure they will. I mean, they copy each other so much that.
Except with the Uber Eats or the deliveries. Lyft Eats. How does that sound? That sounds great. Come on, guys. Fucking do it. We need another revenue stream. Damn it.
Yes.
All right, moving on. We kind of all remember the viral DoorDash girl, right? The story from last year. We talked about it. She actually changed her plea to not guilty, and they're heading to trial. So she was charged with unlawful surveillance and disseminating an awful surveillance image, meaning like, you know, she posted it because she's a fucking idiot. Basically, of a customer who was partially naked inside the home. According to investigators, the customer was incapacitated, goddamn, and unconscious due to alcohol consumption at the time. Henderson, which is the girl's name, later claimed she had been sexually assaulted, but the cops found no evidence to support that. The judge has now set the trial for October 19, although Henderson's defense is first trying to get the charges dismissed. A hearing on that motion is scheduled for the trial date. And, you know, it's just something to think about as a gig worker. You know, it's a reminder that privacy does matter, regardless of what you're doing on the delivery or recording. You know, I've definitely recorded some content like at a customer's house. I think the last thing, I haven't done a lot in a while or anything in a while, but I recorded like when hence the name Blueberry Bitch. I had my glasses on and I spilled. Well, actually, I didn't have them on. I spilled it. And I was like, oh, this will be a good video. But I'm at this person's home, you know, so you definitely got to be careful. It's recording. I'm walking up to the customer's house and talking as I do it. So just something to think about when you're creating content, because there's a ton of gig content creators now. Just be careful what you're recording, where you're recording, so on and so forth. So, hey, Drew's back. Sweet. Amazon Eats and Go Puff shopping. Amazon Eats and Go Puff shopping. Is he like saying because I was saying Lyft Eats? Well, Amazon kind of has Eats now. I think, Gabe, it's called Amazon Now. I think it's basically like it's like a DoorDash, but for Amazon. So, all right. Before we move on to the next article, just want to thank our Patreon members, or just talk about Patreon. Go to patreon.com/thegigecon podcast. There you can get an extra podcast a week, exclusive piece of merch after you are, I think, 3 months at the higher tier. You get ad-free episodes and everything. And yeah, we'd really love the support. Helps pay the bills. I think until the end of August, you get your first month at half off and you get a free 7-day trial. So check that out so that you're able to, it is live on Twitch, Drew. Sorry. You'll be able to get it at a discount and try it out for 7 days. And then you only pay, I think the $3, well, I think the $3 tier is $1.50. Oh, you think, Jason? We don't do math. We don't do geography. So yeah, it's $1.50 for the first month after the 7 days. So why wouldn't you just check it out? We do a podcast after each show each week, and it's, depending on the time, it might go 7 minutes. It might go, we've done some 47-minute Patreons because we just rambling. But yep, thank you to our Patreon members: Samson, Bud, Omar, Frank, Tom, Jim, Miguel, Linda, Jerry, Faith, Metal Kickass, and Anna. We appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, check it out. Links are in the description. All right, Larry, he saw this. I gave him this article, and he was so excited. I need
Yes.
I need some more sound effects. I need like a do you know what well, I know you know what a boner is, but the boner sound effect where it's like just like something like it's going up. He loves drones,
Yeah.
So anyways, that was a bad joke, so carry on.
Yeah. Yeah, I do love drones. I do love drone stories. So yeah, this one is about DoorDash. So DoorDash announced that they are now certified air carrier authorized by FAA to commercially operate their own drone delivery service designed specifically for local commerce. So these are drones that they've developed in-house at their DoorDash labs. They're going to operate within their existing marketplace. So yeah, it says they're working to make their delivery, more seamless. They've done more than 10 billion lifetime delivery orders and tens of thousands of drone deliveries so far.
Wow.
To date, which, probably most people don't know that they've done that many drone deliveries. So it says drone delivery means consumers can have what they need when they need it, whether it's essentials like cold medicine or time sensitive items like coffee or a hot meal. In 2025, drones delivered in an average of just 25 minutes. It says drone delivery solves unique challenges for local commerce. For example, more than 20% of orders on DoorDash platform in 2025 traveled 3 to 5 miles, but those orders took on average nearly 25% longer than shorter deliveries because it takes time to find the right dasher for those mid-range trips.
Yeah.
Routing mid-range deliveries to drones lets dashers focus on orders that they favor, which are shorter deliveries that can be done quickly, staying in high concentration of merchants for optimal routing and maximizing their earning potential. So, yeah, drones are just one part of our growing set of delivery options between DoorDashers, the Dot Autonomous, and then our other autonomous delivery partners. They're looking at using autonomous cars. So, you got to hand it to them. They're branching out and, really pushing the envelope on food delivery.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that. I don't think drones are made for food delivery. I personally don't. I think if you're going to do some food delivery, I think you should do it via robots on the ground, not drones. Where I see drones would be great from like the DashMart, like basically make it like a Walgreens. Literally, DashMart should look like a Walgreens. You know what I mean? And so I can see where trying to find a dasher and the dasher goes there and then has to shop at Walgreens, because I do plenty of Walgreens shops because usually they're 1 or 2 items and they don't pay a ton, but like, $10 for 3 miles for me to get a pack of tampons and some allergy meds. You know what I mean? I'm in and out of there in 90 seconds and I'm out the door. But I can see how perfect it would be for drone. I mean, can you imagine the second they place that? I mean, everything's so quick with the internet. They could have that picked and on a drone within like 2 minutes.
And which comes to the question of like, who loads the drones?
Well,
are they gonna have the drones at the store?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So at a DashMart.
Yeah, at a DashMart.
Where they have all this stuff. Yeah. Because you never, if you're shopping at individual stores, that it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Because you have to send a dasher to go get it and then bring it to wherever your drones are at.
Yeah, and that's not
going to work.
That's not going to be any faster unless literally where the drones are next to the Walgreens.
Right. And I agree with you. Stuff like that, medicine, even any kind of little stuff like that you could get at a Walgreens or something like that has good potential for drone delivery.
Like a snack, like snacks. Give me a bag of Doritos, some microwave popcorn, a 2-liter Mountain Dew, and this, and then, I mean, if you're literally the drones are at the DashMart, I mean, I say 2 minutes, and that it might be quicker than that because they're just waiting. They're just, and I don't know how long it takes to program it and set it in there and if it's autonomous, I don't know. I'm just throwing numbers out, but I feel like 2 minutes is on the long end.
I would think so. Yeah. I would think that they, it wouldn't take long to do. And and that's stuff like that you can't have. You can't have McDonald's waiting there like that. You can't have, fast food or anything like that waiting there at a DashMart really ready to go. whereas these other kind of stuff that you can.
Yeah, it's the non-perishable or like quickly perishable stuff that I think will work. I actually can see. I know we've talked about it. Walmart has built a couple of these where it's literally just for Spark drivers and like people can't get into the store. It's not for public. It's just Spark drivers and Walmart employees. I can see them starting a drone program like that from those spots and being like, yeah, like all it is employees and Spark driver. Well, obviously we wouldn't be in part of that, but but basically just something where it's not where the public isn't allowed and just shoot them off from there. I can see, more perishable stuff like groceries doing that. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't see it working for fast food and unless like the drone launch place is literally like in the center of like 10 restaurants. Can you imagine they build like this little mini city with like Taco Bell, Arby's, McDonald's. It's just like in this square in the middle. The drones are just
with no people. A little city with no people.
Yeah, a little mini city with no people, just employees. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't think it's crazy.
No, but I think that I'm sure DoorDash has this figured out. I'm sure they throw in stuff like, oh, bring a hot cup of coffee to make it sound, I don't know, make it sound better. But they know that's not where it's going to flourish at. And
clearly everyone's getting on board. Amazon's doing the Amazon Now. You have GoPuff. And Amazon is like, they already have the drivers. Even Gabe said it's starting new in his area. He got paid to sit there because it's new, but eventually it's going to pick on and people are like, oh shit, I already have an Amazon account. Oh, it's free. Well, it might not be free. I think we talked about it. It was a small charge if you remember, but I'm like, God, this is fucking dope. And I don't know. I just think I'm surprised it took Amazon this long to do something like this, but it takes a while to develop a program like that. They didn't even think about it. And then all of a sudden, these food delivery, especially and then COVID happened, they're probably like, oh shit, we need to emergency meeting. We need to get on top of this. So
yeah, circle the wagons, boys.
That's right.
Let's have a powwow here, figure out how we're going to handle this.
So I have not done Spark in a while. I have noticed Spark has gone a little to the wayside, but one thing I did see on Reddit, I thought this was, pretty interesting, and a lot of people are bitching about it, but it says, at select stores, the pickup process may include loading and securing orders in your vehicle after scanning labels, unload items in your vehicle, leave the empty totes on the dolly. When finished, move the dolly to a safe location away from parked cars and to a cart corral should be there one at a... And to a cart corral should there be one at the store. So all other pickups remain the same. And people were like, oh God, fucking Walmart making me do more work. Oh no, I would love this. I would love this. You mean I don't have to talk to anybody and I can grab my own shit and put it where I want and then fucking leave? I mean, some loaders are really good. They're nice. They're personable. They let me help them, but some won't. They're kind of dickheads. And I get it. You have to follow the rules, but like we're trying to work together, right? I want to get the hell out of there. And maybe you don't want to get back inside. Maybe you're taking a slow time because you want to, milk the clock or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. But to me, I love this. I think so. I got to go get my own cart and bring it out and I can do it quickly. I don't know. I think it's great.
Yeah. And one of the things you mentioned there, you don't have to deal with somebody. And that was really, to me, one of the most surprising things about taking the Waymo, because I've always enjoyed talking to our when I take as a passenger, talking to the drivers we have, but just not knowing in my mind, I didn't have to, that wasn't a factor. Didn't have to worry about, is this guy going to be smelly? Is he going to be some creep or, he's going to drive stupidly? Is he going to have kills on him? Not having to worry about any of that. That was a big plus for the Waymo.
Yeah. Yeah, it was you had the stress of like not having a driver in there, but like the other stuff was so much more positive. You're probably like, yeah, I don't really care. We'll be fine.
Yeah, I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the future. We've established it, and us talking about it. I mean, obviously, it's going to cut into our income at some point, but I still think it's important to talk about because it's going to affect food delivery. It's going to affect, ride share and stuff like that. And it's good to keep a close eye on it. So all of a sudden it doesn't surprise you like, oh shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, putting your head in the sand doesn't do anything. It's, it's not going to make it go away.
No, I love our progress or our progression, I should say, in talking about it. Like we would talk about like once every 6 months, and then it was once every 3, and then once a month, and then so on and so forth. They're like, oh God, now it's like in fact, like when I use AI to kind of create titles and stuff, it always fucking pulls. I mean, even this one did. It pulled drones and delivery robots, and sometimes I got to say, don't say anything about fucking AI or not AI, but self-driving or Waymo. Don't mention the word Waymo in the title because I'm getting tired of it.
Oh yeah. It is amazing. The autonomous cars and like I said, it just kind of all at once you're like, oh man, this is really happening now. This is really happening. We talked about it for ever since we became rideshare drivers, but it seems like in the last year, autonomous cars, data centers, all that kind of stuff, all of this stuff like exploded.
Yeah, it's been rapid. And I bet it really came to fruition for you when you got in that Waymo and you're like, we've been talking about this, but like I'm actually in a Waymo right now in the city that's an hour from me. Like this is bizarre.
It is. And like I say, even as much as we've talked about it, just to actually be doing it and thinking, wow, and when I was, until we started talking about it 5 years ago, never crossed my mind that we'd be riding in a car. And even then, even 3 years ago, we're like, that's still a long ways off. That's still a long ways off. And then all of a sudden this beginning of this year, we're like, man, this is happening. This is really happening. And then you progress to riding it. I can't wait till you get a chance to ride it, man. It's really cool.
I'm looking forward to it. I think one of the big things though that I really am curious about, and I know we talked about it maybe a year ago, but they're testing those up in the UP, which I mean, the UP gets 250 inches of snow a year. I'm really interested to see, especially because like ice builds up on your headlights and all that shit. Like, how are they going to combat ice?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, is everything going to be heated on the exterior of the car?
True. Like, I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine driving it. I'm just like, how are you going to combat when you're going down the road and it's a rain, sleet, snow mix, and literally it's caking on. Like my windshield, even though, I mean, I got the defrost full blast and it's still icing up like on the sides. Like I don't know. Everything will have to be heated. There's just no way around. And like, I mean, hot, like it hits it and it instantly turns to water. Anyways, Larry, former Voice of America journalist, says Uber fleet account hack cost him thousands and lost business. I assume he created a fleet and somebody hacked him.
Yeah, and we rarely ever hear anything about fleet.
No,
I forget that it's even a thing. So this guy was a journalist. When the surprising, he worked for Voice of America. When the latest administration came in, they shut down Voice of America, so he lost his job. He started a limousine company called VP Limo. And he did that through Uber Fleet, which is Uber's platform that allows a business owner to manage multiple drivers and vehicles through the Uber platform. He said he built his business up to 3 vehicles and 6 employees in less than a year. He said, but that all changed when hackers somehow gained access to his account. He said, my account was hacked on June 28th and then it got suspended. Unauthorized access caused Uber to flag his account, resulting in a suspension that shut down my business. Said he spent days trying to reach Uber customer support, submitted documents that he believes proved that his account had been hacked. They did not accept my appeal and they completely deactivated my account. He said his account remained deactivated until WUSA 9, which I guess is this radio station or TV station, contacted Uber. He said the account was eventually restored, but the interruption had already taken a big financial toll. He said when asked how much he estimated he lost, he said $10,000 to $15,000. He said one of the biggest challenges was finding someone who could review the evidence he submitted and make a decision about his appeal. He believes Uber should strengthen its account security and create a faster, more robust appeals process for accounts who have been compromised. So, I mean, nothing we haven't talked about many times over.
For sure.
But I guess when you're running a fleet account, it can add up pretty quick. If my account got hacked and I missed a weekend of driving, I might miss a few $100s, or, maybe even if it was a really busy weekend, maybe $1,000, but not 10 to 15,000 for sure.
Yeah. It made me think. Gabe brought up too that today, for that Amazon Now shift, he had to take a video. I know they're slowly transitioning phones, or like an update him with that, where he had to take a video, and he talked about this color thing too. I hope he did record it, although I may get it soon too. But it's just another level of security, thinking about hacking and stuff like that. Like I feel like these companies are like one step behind of these hackers. You know what I mean? And we talked to that guy, I don't know what you'd call him, a security expert, and he said, we'll complete something and we'll figure it out, and then they'll within like 3 months they're figuring out how to break it. So
it is. It's a pendulum that swings back and forth. I know I was I work for the city. One of the things that I did was our anti-spam, stuff that for our email. And most people had like no idea how much spam we got. Like well over 98% of our email that came in was spam.
Wild.
Yeah, it is wild. And so, the anti-spam companies figure out the latest trick, and then the spammers figure out a way around it, and then they figure out a way to combat that, and then they figure out a way around it. It's just a constant back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
And same way with this. They figure out a way to block these accounts, and they'll find another way to hack. And unfortunately, with AI being as prevalent as it is, more and more people are going to use AI. You don't need to have any skill whatsoever.
Well, I mean, it goes both ways, right? We can use AI to combat them, but they're also going to use it to figure out how to beat the system. Exactly. Ugh, what a nightmare. So we've obviously talked about like the Cybercab. I'm going to play a video. We've kind of seen it a little bit. This is kind of a cooler video of like, just a little bit more on it. And he really talks about what Larry and I have been talking about for a long time, that, they don't want to own these fleets. They want us to own these fleets, which kind of makes sense, but we'll play that a minute, and let's see.
Wouldn't you pay $30,000 for a car you're not even allowed to drive? Well, that's exactly what Elon is expecting people to do with the Tesla Cybercab. The Cybercab is a two-seater autonomous vehicle with no steering wheel, no pedals, and not even a rear window. Tesla is producing these cars to have them run their robotaxi service, but Elon has also said that people will eventually be able to buy these cars for under $30,000. But why in the world would anybody buy a car that they can't actually drive? 15 Cybercabs randomly showed up here in Charlotte, North Carolina, so I had to go see these things for myself. This is crazy. It is small. Look how narrow it is. Tesla is currently expanding their robotaxi service all over the US, but to do that, you need a ton of cars. The problem with Waymo is that they own and make all of their vehicles, which can get really expensive, especially when these cars cost $200,000+ with all of the equipment. Tesla can make each one of these Cybercabs for somewhere around $20,000 most likely, and by allowing people to purchase Cybercabs for themselves and enlisting them in the robotaxi fleet, Tesla gets to expand their fleet much more quickly and for way cheaper, and the owners of the Cybercabs get to make money without having to do anything. And this is gonna sound crazy, but with the way gas prices are looking, one day it might be cheaper to not even own a car and to just get around with autonomous taxis. But who knows if this will actually work? I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, so I mean, this is exactly what we talked about. I do like to drive. Well, wait, before I get to that point, why didn't they put a rear window in there? That thing, I would want that as like a passenger just for security reasons, because I don't have mirrors. It may not have mirrors. I didn't even look. I that's not one thing I've focused on, but does it have side mirrors? I feel like we have to hold on.
Yeah, wouldn't you pay $30,000 for a car you're not even allowed to drive? Well, that's exactly what Elon is expecting people to do with the Tesla.
No mirrors.
No mirrors.
Doesn't need them.
Yeah, it does. That makes sense. It doesn't need them, of course. But I would want a window in there so at least I can see if someone's fucking like creeping behind me to sneak up to shank my ass when I get out of this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you have no rear, no side mirror. You can't look out the back window. Yeah. Yeah, that would be nice.
It's not like I regularly worry about that, but like you never know. It's just like I would want to.
You don't want to be surprised.
Yeah, you're literally going to be surprised. Yeah.
Yeah, you get out and some dude's there, waiting to jack your wallet from you.
Right. Yeah, so this is what Larry and I have talked about. I mean, I definitely would. I mean, I'd have to run the numbers, but like if I could have, let me think of this. If I could have a Cybercab that I could run on the weekends that would make the payment, and then during the week I could take it to work or whatever, I'm in. Although, I know what I was going to say originally. I do like to drive, but I'm not like, I'm never doing this, I need to drive. I mean, like, to go to the cabin is 3 hours and 20 minutes without stopping. Mm-hmm. Like, if I can get in this car, 3 hour and 20 minutes. Yeah, 3 hour and 20. So it's like 197 miles. If I can get in this car and fucking just play on TikTok and eat snacks and I don't have to, like, I'm all in.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all in.
Yeah. There's been a time like I enjoy driving for the most part.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's times, a few weeks ago when I had to drive to St. Louis on 25 minutes sleep, I would have loved to have been able to put in that address and just wake up and be there. So obviously, you can send it out to work. And I guess if you want to use it to drive, during the week for your own personal use, I guess you just punch in where you want it to go.
Yeah.
How I wonder how it works. Like I know it doesn't need as much maintenance, but what if it does need, you have to take it in to get new tires put on or something? How do you do that? Like, how do you pull it into a garage? I mean, you can't steer it. You don't have any wheels. How's stuff like that going to work?
Well, my guess is the homeowner version of that may have some pedals and a steering wheel. I would maybe, like, because you're absolutely right. Or they're gonna lock you into a service plan and you just type in the service place and it just drives there, and then a service tech can override it and get it into the bay.
Or maybe they just send you, a PS5 joystick that you can drive it with or something.
Yeah, I don't know. That's such a good question, because you go into Discount Tire, like you can type the numbers in, but how do you get it into the bay to change the tires?
Or even into your garage.
That's a good point too. Like I said, there's got to be a homeowner version where you're able to, like, because I would be worried too. Like, if you rented it out, someone would like bash the fucking steering wheel. I mean, I guess you would have to worry about that anyways. They could put their foot through the airbag or whatever. But yeah, that's a really good point. I don't exactly know.
Yeah, it's stuff like that you're not going to think of unless you really try to think it through, or it happens. Then you're like, oh, wait a minute, how's this going to work? How's this going to work?
Well, yeah,
but yeah, it's not something I've ever thought about before until just now when I was watching it with no steering wheel, and I'm like, I wonder how you pull that in the garage, or something like that.
But even if it is a Cybercab in Las Vegas, as Faith has said, Seth is texting me. He just came to town. He must be visiting. He's probably going to gamble. But it makes me think about in Vegas, like where these are running or wherever they're going to run. How does even the service tech? He must be able to like remote in, and it has like a little joystick or something where you can just drive it, because they have to drive it into the bay too. It's not like Discount Tire's special or anything. They got to do the same thing.
Sure. Yeah. There's got to be a way.
But anyways, going back to the original point, I would be all in for this. Like, I mean, not that 30 is cheap. I mean, it's cheaper than what I paid for my car. You know what I mean? But I mean, I know what I was going to ask you. What is it do you like about driving? Everyone says they like to drive, but like 3 hours and 20 minutes, I'm like ready to pull my hair out because I'm ready to be at the location that I'm at.
It's kind of a misnomer. It's not so much that that I like to drive as I don't mind it like some people do. Some people hate driving. Some people are like, man, I don't want to drive. It's going to take me an hour to get there. I don't want to drive that far, Whereas I'm like, whatever it is, it is. To me, if I'm driving, it's just a good time to think for me. I can think really well when I'm driving. Just don't have all the distractions at you all the time. So, I think that's probably it.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's probably the same for me as in regards to, I don't mind it. I'm not super excited to have to, driving to work for me, like during the school year is 6 minutes. It's literally 6 minutes. So it's like, that doesn't, I barely get the heat warmed up in the car and I'm turning it off. So that's not a big deal. But like, yeah, I mean, I don't mind driving for work. I mean, I like it. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Everyone says they like driving. I'm going to start asking bus drivers because a lot of times they'll be like, oh, I just love to drive. Okay, what about it do you love about it? Like the freedom, the scenery, I mean, the freedom is nice, especially when you're driving. If you don't have kids in the car, like or in the bus or whatever, you can like just stop and go to the bathroom or grab a snack or whatever. But anyways, I always wondered when people say I love to drive.
And I've told people that before, like, oh, well, Larry likes to drive. I'm like, it's not so much I like to drive. I was like, I don't mind it as much as a lot of people do. You know, a lot of people just, just don't, they're like, I'm not driving that far. You know, it's 2 hours or whatever. I'm like, oh, whatever, you know.
Faye says, I only like driving at 4 a.m. when no one is on the road. I hate other drivers.
Well, I much more enjoy driving at night when there's nobody else on the road.
Yeah. What is the traffic like by you? I know you are in Vegas and everyone thinks, you know, Vegas is the Strip, but I know you're not living there and you don't deliver there. But I don't even know what the traffic is like in the suburbs and stuff like that. But I don't know how you do those routes. I do not like. I did a couple of those more. It's brutal, she says. Oh, okay. I don't like those morning routes. I mean, one of the reasons is like I can't see out of my tent, so that's a big problem. And then like the windows fog up over here when it's really humid, and it's just like, oh God, it's the worst. But anyways, yeah, she only likes driving at 4 a.m. That's funny. All right, well, I mean, let's put a timestamp on it. When are we going to see Cybercabs available for sale? I know Elon said probably 2027. We all know that's horse shit. 2030.
Yeah, he took my number. I'll say 2029.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and that seems like a long ways away, but it's not. But he always shoots his shot way too early. That's why he has 14 kids.
He always way overpromises and underdelivers.
What a piece of shit. All right, moving on.
Waymo in the news.
I mean, we're talking about a lot of self-driving, and Waymo's putting robotaxis back on the freeway, but taking it slowly. A few months ago, after pulling many of its self-driving vehicles, Waymo started returning to the highway in Phoenix and plans to expand to San Fran and L.A. They pulled back voluntarily, recalled nearly 4,000 when a company discovered at least 13 cases where the vehicles entered the freeway construction zones that were closed to traffic. Oh, God. The software has been updated, and Waymo says it's confident enough to begin restoring the freeway service. Yeah, that is interesting because I notice a lot of times, even Google Maps, where was it? My wife and I were driving back we had picked something up on Facebook Marketplace, and the left turn lane was closed. Now, it only been closed for 2 days, but Google Maps still hadn't picked it up. It still wanted me to go left at this light, and I can't. I have to go straight. So, I mean, what are these Waymos using? Google Maps? Like, I mean, you would think it would be, especially it's how much control you have on it. You think you would be able to like update the construction and yada yada and stuff like that. But so why does this matter? Freeway access is a huge step for the taxis because it can cut travel times as much as 50%, making the service much more competitive with Uber and Lyft for longer rides. Waymo first introduced freeway rides in late 2025 before the recall. I mean, I like that they pulled it back and tried to fix it, but it's like, why would you even send it out when I guess maybe they didn't know that it was going to have construction issues, but like, what is it? Yeah, I'm so curious on the software. I want to see it like work, like in real time, like not riding in a Waymo, but like on the back end of it, like what it's actually doing. Somebody do a fucking documentary about it. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll do it, but
okay.
I'll forget to push the button. But
yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Let's see. I'll bet the over on both those dates. Oh, she's betting the over on those. Okay. I mean, it's not a horrible bet, but usually 2 or 3 years after the date he says it is typically when it comes out. So, okay. Speaking of drones and dropping off packages, right, Larry?
yes. So
Okay.
yeah, we'll watch this video. One of my favorite subjects, drone delivery. So
Yeah, and when you see this, you'll be like, yeah, we have to adjust this problem. So, oh God,
so a couple things about it. First of all, I don't know. It looked like maybe a Walmart delivery, or
no, that was Amazon.
Was that Amazon?
Yeah.
It dropped it from a decent little height.
Yeah.
It dropped it. It was dropping it at the end of a driveway, which, one, I don't want my packages at the end of a driveway. That just lends itself to somebody stealing it. And then the rotor wash from the drone's blades blew the package out into the middle of the street.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to address that. They're going to have to add some weight to the package or something. But yeah, I mean, that was a big drone.
Yeah, they are. I mean, these are not little tiny, little drones that you buy to fly around for fun. These are good sized drones. It's the same size. I think that one video we played where that one drone crashed, next to that apartment building.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's got pretty good, rotor wash there that it's blowing down on this package. And if there's something light in it, it's just going to blow it away like it did in this one. It blew it literally into the middle of the street.
Yeah, it is interesting when, doing a lot of Amazon route, Faith knows, you'll grab a box and you'll be, I literally had one today, a big ass box. I'm talking, I don't know, maybe 2 feet wide and maybe like 6-8 inches thick. I grabbed it and it was light as a feather. I mean, I just grabbed it with like 2 fingers and I'm like, what is in here? And then you'll grab a little box and you'll be like, oh my God, there's 2 50-pound weights in here.
Exactly, yeah. And it throws you off when you grab those big ones, and you think it's going to be real heavy. You throw your shoulder out of joint, twisting so hard because you think it's going to be heavy. But yeah, it's like a piece of paper in there or something.
Yeah, but for the most part, they do a pretty good job, and it can be accurate. But yeah, even if it's a semi-windy day, I'm delivering some of those envelopes, and I actually have to put it under the doormat because whatever's in there is probably an SD card or something like that. It's just going to blow away. I don't know how you deliver that out of a drone.
Well, they're not going to probably want to put more weight in there, but I don't know why it can't lower it lower. The drone stay up higher
instead of spitting it out.
Down. Yeah, lower it down. Like we've seen the DoorDash drones lower that cable down. Why can't they do something like that where the drone stays higher in the air where you're not going to have to worry about that rotor wash blowing the package away?
That's a good point. I can see how it gets more complicated with the rope, meaning that I guess you could always program AI to do stuff, but I also worry about it probably adds another level of, although if it's all the way to the top, it doesn't. I mean, maybe it is safer to lower the rope down instead of bringing that drone all the way down 10 feet above the ground.
And what do you think about? Do you want your packages delivered at the end of your driveway?
Well, I mean, my guess. Well, yeah. I mean, how close can you get to the house though? On those small houses, those driveways might be 50 feet. Yeah. You got 50 feet to play with. Probably less than that. That probably goes to the garage door. So you probably got 35 feet to play with.
But we have enough problem with porch pirates. Who knows? I mean, you leave it at the end of the driveway, man.
Do you feel like porch pirates is still a huge thing? I feel like it's died down a lot because people are getting vitamins. Everything gets delivered on Amazon now. It used to be the high item stuff like cell phones and stuff like that. And everything's in a brown box. I've gotten a refurbed iPhone from Amazon in a brown box. It doesn't look any special. I just feel like I don't see a lot of it anymore just because people are getting them, they're stealing them, they're getting vitamins.
And people are realizing, man, there's freaking cameras everywhere.
The problem is, even in my camera's to blame too, I see some of these pictures and they're terrible. You're never going to identify it. I mean, if it's a good one, maybe some clothes and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't see a lot of it anymore. Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, yeah, I guess your original point, if you're dropping at the end of the driveway, it makes it much easier if someone's going down the sidewalk to pick that up and just, put it in their bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I don't want it to get run over by the fucking car. I mean, sometimes, and I'm guilty of this, especially today, it started raining pretty hard on my route, and I definitely delivered to a few garages when the garage door was open. But I always try to put it out of the way. Like, I know a car is not going to drive over. But I've had deliveries where they pop, especially FedEx with Chewy, because I get it. It's a heavy box. They'll drop that fucker right behind my car if the garage door is open. I know.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's no reason to do that. You can move it to the side. There's no reason not to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. You don't want to walk it all the way to the porch. And the porch is actually better for me because our dog food's right inside there. But I get it. It's heavy. I'm not going to complain too much. But just put it in the middle.
Put it behind the car.
Or put it in the middle of the garage at least.
Yeah,
like
right, in between the two cars.
Yeah, I mean, even if the other car isn't there, there's another car in there. You can tell that. It's a 2-car garage. But I do have to bring something up. We're running a little late, but it made me think of a delivery today. So I get a note on a customer's account that says, "Do not drive in the driveway with the blind spot on there, and I have kids and blah, blah, blah." Now, mind you, it's pouring rain. Okay, and it's pouring rain. And so I want to respect them. So I'm thinking it's like a long driveway. Then I pull in this neighborhood, and the driveway was a little bit longer, but I mean, there was no blind spot. I could see all the way to the back. It went up a hill. I did not park in the driveway, but you know what I did do? As I'm walking up, they have a long-ass drive to their front door. Oh, no. I went to their literal garage door, not a service door, the big garage door, and right next to a bush, I put the package there and took a picture. I'm like, no, fuck you. If you're not going to let me drive up here, I'm not walking, because it was kind of a rich neighborhood. I'm not walking all the way to the front door. Fuck you. It's raining.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's how I get back at the man if you're going to make me pull in the driveway. So
that's right.
Got to do it. All right. 8:10 p.m. is the Patreon if Larry can survive. I'd love for you to join us. 8:10, go to patreon.com/thegigecon podcast. You can sign up for a 7-day free trial and get 50% off your first month. Faith, thanks for commenting. Bubba Sue, Drew, he says, put it on Twitch. It is on Twitch. He never went to Twitch, so I don't know why he wants it on Twitch. And yeah, let's see. As always, don't put up with, oh no, shit. Back it up. Travelers here. Any gig work this weekend? I almost forgot.
Let me think what's going on this weekend. Yeah, I'll probably, students are starting to trickle back in. I drove by the college today, saw people moving in. So yeah, I'll probably go out. Probably won't go out tomorrow. Probably still recuperate, but I'll be out this weekend. Yeah,
for me, it's called Cosmic Ball. So it's like a spinoff of Bananas. They're not associated by any meaning, but it's like a neon kind of baseball thing. So that's here this weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Thursday, I'm at Foo Fighters. Friday, I'll be at that. Saturday, I'll be at that. So you know me, I'll probably squeeze in a route here and there.
Morning.
Huh?
Yeah. You'll get out in the mornings.
Yeah, I might squeeze in a route. Sometimes I say to myself, oh, my last couple have been okay. And then I get fucked. And then I'm mad. Anyways, as always, don't put up with anyone's bullshit.
And we'll see you on the road. And you'll do it because you love to drive.
That's right. I love to drive. We love to drive.